What's up, you guys?
Alright, so hopefully this is the last video I'm going to have to do on the ban list. And I know this is like beating a dead horse, but there was something that needed to be addressed. We had our initial reaction, we had a more in-depth reaction, and then there's always probably one of my favorite things, what the ban list missed. I actually didn't want to make this video at first because I thought, I've done these before and, it's pretty self-explanatory, but this was one of the times that I just got an endless amount of people like messaging me and saying, oh my God, Slim, how could they not do this? How could they not do this? How could they allow this to stay? How could they not touch this? And, yeah, they hit a lot of cards. Like I said, I think it was one of the best ban lists we've had. Definitely one of the best ones we had in years. Maybe not the best of all time, but definitely an amazing list overall. But of course, not everyone is ever happy, but we're going to talk about the very few things that I felt that the list missed. And yes, there were only a few. I feel like overall, they did a lot of fan service. I have to give it up to Konami. They really did a lot of fan service. They eliminated a lot of the problems. Think about it. We no longer have to deal with Rongo Bongo. We no longer have to deal with Soul Charge for Game, Fairy Tale Snow, Gumblar Your Whole Hand. Like, really think about it before you're so quick to complain. Like, a lot of the problems are gone. Now, the problems people still have are the fact that they did not touch Sky Striker. I told you guys in the second video, this is like a trilogy basically, and this is the third, this is the conclusion to the trilogy. So, I told you guys how I felt that when you really think about it, Sky Strikers, Altergeist, are more fair in the metagame than, say, Rongo Bongo was. Rongo Bongo was a deck that literally just said, I make this monster, you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh!, you pass to me, and I win, and the game is over. You don't even get to play. Sky Strikers are not a deck that say you cannot play Yu-Gi-Oh! They're a deck that, yes, they may activate Engage multiple times per turn. They may draw bonus cards. They may set up Kagari. They may set up Shizuku. They may hit you for 15 with Hayate. They may use the new Sky Striker, the Earth one. They may do all those things, and at the end of the day, though, they're still not OTKing you unless like they have like multiple Widow Anchors and they just take all your monsters and kill you, or they Boral Storage, etc., etc. But one thing about this deck is it requires setup. Yes, Widow Anchor is a powerful card. It will, be an effect veiler at worst, but, you have 3 spells, they'll take your monster, they can push, they can basically beat you with your own monsters. But again, it requires setup. The deck doesn't automatically win from starting with one card. And I know a lot of people make the argument, but Slim, oh my God, they always just activate Engage, they always have Engage. I mean, they wrote it for Ray, same thing, they have ways to get to what they need. And I feel like, again, I feel the deck is fair. The deck, like, everyone is quick to, just run and say, Sky Strikers are the worst deck ever. Oh my God, they've won this event, this event. But if you look at the last, like, couple results, like, from, like, tournaments and whatnot, I mean, friggin' Rongo wins, ARGs, Sky Striker can win, but they require a lot of, they require a solid main deck. The side deck has to be on point, etc., etc. YCS-wise, like, we already know going in to Chicago will definitely be one of the most represented decks. But people are saying, okay, there were 3 possible hits that could have been made to Sky Strikers, and these are the ones, and I'll give you my opinion. So the first one would have been to put Engage to 2, and also Widow Anchor to 2, so I'm going to include them both. Yeah, they could have. They definitely could have. Would it have hurt the deck? Absolutely. Would it have lowered its consistency? Absolutely. Would it have eliminated Sky Strikers from the meta? Absolutely not. And I say that because look to the OCG. The OCG has the ability to play the deck with all the hits they've suffered, and they keep doing their thing. Yes, it's crazy Engage is still at 3. Yes, it's crazy Widow Anchor is still at 3. But again, I think the fact that they were releasing more support for Sky Strikers, it was only 1 card, but 1 card is still support, and it goes to the extra deck, so that's pretty important. I feel that because of that support that came out in Savage Strike, they really had no intent of touching Sky Strikers. And I feel that maybe next ban list they'll touch them based on the results. But they've already, released the new Sky Striker monster. Engage is still at 3, Widow Anchor is still at 3. We know how to beat these decks, you guys. Like, that's the thing, is we know how to beat Sky Strikers. We've been doing it for multiple formats now. And yes, I feel, like I said, it'll definitely be one of the most represented decks. But putting those cards to 2, I think would have been fine. They could have done it, and the deck still would have seen a lot of play and heavy representation this weekend at YCS Chicago. They didn't, so yeah, the deck still has all its consistency it had last format. And, they're just going to, really just, push everything in. However, This was one thing I forgot, or I'll include this first. So the last thing was put Kagari to 1. That's not going to happen. I'm just going to tell you, that's not going to happen right now. So that was the third option. That's not going to happen. I think that one was crazy. I had multiple people saying, oh, Slim, they should have put Kagari to 1. Yeah, no, that's just, sorry, it's just not going to happen. So the thing I wanted to say, though, is that strikers actually did get hit. I had multiple comments, and I want to give you guys shout-outs. Because my initial, thoughts on the list were, man, this is crazy, this happened, my deck got hit, etc., etc. One thing I did not acknowledge enough, and I'm, doing it this time, is that Kaiju Slumber came to 3. Kaiju Slumber answers Sky Strikers immensely. Board wipe them, put a monster in the main monster zone, and guess what? All those spells in the back row, they don't work. And the opponent can just do whatever they need to do and then just push your shit in, literally, for game. And I think that's something that I think a lot of people, including myself, failed to acknowledge, is that we have Slumber back at 3. We have an answer to Sky Strikers in a board wipe in that, basically shuts off their entire deck. We know how powerful Kaijus are, especially Burning Abyss players. You guys know when you would Kaiju, one of the XYZ monsters, one of the Ace monsters, and literally all their back row is dead. What are they going to do? They're just going to watch you just Boral Sword them for game or whatever, and it's pretty crazy. So I think with Slumber coming back to 3, it definitely was a hit to Sky Striker, even though it was indirect. So very interesting when you think about it. And then, of course, the only other thing to talk about is they didn't hit Altergeist. Yeah. I mean, Secret Village of the Spellcasters is nice. Having 8 copies of it is nice. 3 of it, 2 Terraforming, 3 Metaverse is pretty nice. But I basically told you guys the way Altergeist work, and actually I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, and I asked him, I was like, if you take away those cards, what is Altergeist? And he said it's basically monsters that are just +1s. If you think about it. Summon Marionetter, set a card, that's a plus. Molaseek, eliminate a card, search a card, it's a plus. Multi-Faker, summon a card, that's a plus. Like, they're monsters that generate advantage, but they usually generate just 1-for-1s. They don't they generate +1s. They don't really just go over the top until, like, once the ball starts rolling, things spiral out of control. What would have been the only hit I can think of, to be honest? There's only one card you can hit in this deck that I can honestly think of, and that is Multi-Faker to 2. I would not put Multi-Faker to 1, because if you do, I think that really just like cripples the deck. And unless Konami is trying to completely eliminate a deck from the game, which I don't think they're ready to do that with Altergeist, they would have put Multi-Faker to 1. They might have also hit Molaseek, or they would have hit Spoofing. I guess Spoofing is the only other card. So the options are Multi-Faker to 2 and Spoofing to 2, I guess. If they did that, yes, the deck would lose consistency. Yes, the deck would lose a lot of its power plays, and 2 of its best cards would go from 3 copies to 2 copies. But the deck got Pot of Indulgence, or whatever it's called, and yeah, I mean, like, indirectly, that card supports Altergeist. Like, it's ridiculous. That card is basically made for Altergeist, True Draco, etc. And I feel that even though Altergeist finally got its win at YCS Sydney, I feel like it's been a long time coming. The deck can top. The deck can barely win. The deck won this event because of the floodgates. We made the video why, Altergeist won. And, the floodgates are the reason why this deck is so powerful. But if you take away the floodgates, you take away, like the village, the order, all that, the rivalry, the deck is basically just a bunch of monsters that generate +1s, and that's it. That's not reason to ban the deck. If they really wanted to make a good hit, personally, they should have hit, I hate to say it, they should have hit Village. They should have hit Village, because the ability to just activate that card, summon Marionetter, set 3 or 4, and just say, you can't play Sky Strikers this game, like, it's crazy. Now, I know it would be nuts to hit that spell card. I'm sure there's someone out there who's going to be like, no, don't touch my Secret Village. I mean, I guess, but, there's better field spells. Trust me, this card is only played because all the Altergeist are spellcasters. If it wasn't for that, I mean, that card would not see play. So, maybe in Pendulum Magicians. I take that back. Maybe. I have seen some spicy lists that do that, but overall, they could have done these things. They didn't do them. We're going to play another format, but remember, we've played against Strikers and Altergeist for multiple formats. Evenly Matched, Twin Twisters, Red Reboot, Dino Wrestler Pankatrops, Denko Sekka. They all shit on this deck. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to go out there and we're going to shit on these decks. So that's just all I'm going to say about that. And the last thing I'm going to talk about to wrap up this video, they didn't touch Summon Sorceress. Now, I finally played this card, like, in my Thunder Dragon Hand Loop deck. Like, I had never played it before. I only played against it when there was the Goki, deck, Goki Rongo, and I just always tried to impermanence or hit her. If I didn't hit it, I lost. You guys know how it goes. I feel they didn't hit this card because of the fact that Europe just got it and the fact that we do not have needle fiber. Now, these are two things that, I mean, when you think about it, it's like, okay, I guess that's kind of a BS reason not to hit this card. This card is extremely powerful and it definitely will get banned eventually. I feel that when it does get banned, that's when needle fiber will drop. I feel that until that happens, Konami, not me, not the player base, feel that the card is okay by itself. And yes, there are a lot of answers to it. You can, you can ash the card, you can impermanence the card, you can ogre the card, you can do so many things, Valor it, just to stop it. You stop it, a lot of the decks get hurt. They directly kind of hit this card in a sense that, yeah, the Rongo deck is gone, the combo deck is gone, so they're not going to be playing Summon Sorcerer. If they do, it's not going to do what it used to do. But Thunder Dragons can still play it, Goku can still play it. I mean, there's a lot of decks that can still play this card. But I feel that since Europe just got it, they're giving them time to use it. They're, it just got the reprint too. They wanted to sell those special editions, so there's that reason too from a business perspective. And there's just also the fact that, without needle fiber, they personally feel that the card is not a problem. I don't agree with that, but it is what it is. But overall, you guys, those are my thoughts. This is what the ban list missed. It was very little. I did not really need to talk about a lot, but I wanted to address this because I feel a lot of players questioned it. A lot of players asked me about it. And there were some things, of course, that I did not acknowledge in my initial videos. But this is it. I'm done with the ban list. I don't have anything else to say about it. I welcome it. And I got YCS Chicago this weekend. If you guys are going, let me know in the comments below. Love to see you guys. I'm getting in. I'm going to take a red-eye flight, so I'm getting in early morning Friday. I know the weather is going to be extremely cold. Dress warm. Do not dress like me right now because, it's warm where I'm at, so, it's fine. But do not come unprepared. Wear boots, wear gloves, wear whatever you need to stay warm. For the love of God, just stay warm. Like, that's all I'm going to say. So I hope to see you guys at YCS Chicago. Best of luck to all you going. If you're going, comment below if you guys want to meet up or whatever, pictures, whatever, etc. I want to talk deck theory. I'm down for all of it. Love talking to you guys. Just an awesome experience. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed the discussion. If you did, you guys know what to do. Give the video a thumbs up. You guys have been doing that a lot more. I really appreciate it. I want to shout out all my Patreons. If you do consider backing me, the link is in the description. It really would help the channel a lot so I can produce more weekly videos. I definitely want to up the count over time, but work and school kind of get in the way, but we still try to do it all. But anyways, I hope to see you guys at YCS Chicago. Best of luck and safe travels to everyone going. Let me know your initial thoughts on what the ban list missed and how they could have corrected it. I think I addressed it pretty well, but if you have any other thoughts, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.